Richie, you've never been able to qualify, buddy, but hey, you can sure race. 13th to 1st. Let's see it, good buddy. So they will do non-wing 360s at Lima Land with asphalt sprints at IRP, a classic combo. Great to see that on the schedule. It's going to shake up to be an amazing race next week. We will hop into the grid here. P number 1 is your B-Main Bandits League owner, Mr. Andrew Thornton. To his outside will be Mr. Jackson McLean, Mr. Wonderboy, racing out of Paris, Tennessee. Thank you for updating your SDK, Wonderboy. We appreciate it. Eric Parsons in P3 with Rylan Gray, your midget winner, to the outside, putting himself in a great position to sweep the night. Joey Smith and Scott Thomason will be row number 3, with Ryan Paget and Austin Thornton, younger brother to Andrew Thornton, on row number 4. John O'Brien and Joe Adams will round out the top 10 on row number 5. Row number 6, you do have Daryl Klum and Samuel Etter. Looks like Samuel did take an EOL possibly. Richie Joplin showing P12 right now with Josh Berkey and Ron Quincell. Those guys rounding out the back of the field, but definitely not one to count out. Again, guys, these guys were mostly within 0.2 of each other during qualifying, so add in the draft, and these guys are going to be fighting it out here at Legacy Charlotte for 30 laps of action. Pace car lights are off. It will be pulling off the track here as Andrew Thornton does lead them to the green in his first pole of the season. And we fire. Andrew is going here at Legacy Charlotte. Hey, John. I appreciate the follow, buddy. I really do. Andrew will lead them into 1 and 2. So we have a little bit of blinking there. He gets a little bit of a gap over Wonderboy, but with the draft, he should be able to pull up on him fairly quickly. As within a lap, we are getting single filed out. And just as I say that, Joey looks to the bottom on the front straight, looking to get around Eric Parsons. And we are 2 by 2 going into 1 and 2. Some guys electing to try that high line, trying to get the momentum. We did hear some of these guys saying they were bump drafting a little bit during practice. 3 wide, boys. I don't know how that's going to work coming out of 4. Andrew touches the wall. Jackson finishes him off. And we are under caution as carnage has happened here at Legacy Charlotte. Let's go back and take a quick little look here with Andrew. See if we can get a better camera angle and see exactly what started this. Andrew just gets tight out of 4. Jackson had nowhere to go, unfortunately. And Andrew becomes a spinner. Just a top out there. Let's go take a look at the rest of the carnage. So Jackson does make contact, finishing Andrew off. Looks like that might have been Richie Joplin that got into him. As Richie went flying, and cars are everywhere. Unfortunate for these guys, but that will put Mr. Joey Smith up in the lead for the first time this season. So your field will look like this. A Joseph Smith up in P1. A Rylan Gray, P2. Eric Parsons in third with Ryan Padgett hoping to come back from a very poor showing in the midgets in P4. Austin Thornton in 5. Daryl Klum in 6th. Richie Joplin, Ron Quincell, and Josh Berkey making it through. So I guess Richie wasn't a part of that wreck, or he was just able to get his repairs done quickly. Scott Thomason coming off of pit road as Andrew Thornton, Jackson McLean, Samuel Etter, and I don't believe Joe J. Adams did take the grid. Those guys will get their repairs and come back out. Now, unlike the dirt side where caution laps don't count, with these big tracks that these guys are going to be going for with these Silver Crowns, they did allow the caution laps to tick down to ease these guys' pain just slightly. But just like that, they will advance it. We are 1 to green. Pace truck lights are off. Don't know if these guys are going to be going single file or not. Looks like they will be. So for the first time this season, and hopefully the last, Joey Smith will lead us to green. What a scary thought that is. Let's go ahead and put him on the spot, and you guys can see just exactly how slow these cars are to get up to speed. And just like that, we are green and on our way. Does take almost a full lap for these guys to get up to speed. See now 7,000 RPM, 71. Keep going up through the gears here. As they head into 3 and 4, they should be almost up to their full speed. Joseph Smith currently 178 miles an hour at the line. 180 going into turn 1. We are back racing, boys, here at Charlotte. And with a single file restart, things are getting very single filed out here. Not expecting a ton of guys to be able to come up and challenge for the lead through the draft immediately. Got a couple tenths gap between Eric Parsons and Rylan Gray, and then about almost half a second gap back to Mr. Ryan Padgett, as Rylan Gray does look for the lead here. After Andrew's touch with the wall, I don't know how hard Joey's going to fight this, especially coming out of 4. This early in the race, these guys just want to start logging some laps and get single filed out. But Joey Smith does leave the room for Eric Parsons to get underneath them as they are side by side on the backstretch. The low line here is the preferred line. Don't know if these guys are going to gain that much momentum coming off the high side to really fight on the straightaways, as this battle has allowed Ryan Padgett to jump up here as he's looking below Joey. Joey has gone from leading to going back to possibly 4th after 3 and 4. He definitely wants to jump down and get single filed out to try to catch the draft. Ryan Padgett muscles his way past Eric Parsons with a little bit of contact in 3 and 4. And that will put him up in P2. Joey Smith does get down into 3rd, as Padgett is looking under Rylan Gray. these leaders are battling it out up here, we do have another group, another nice little pack here, led by Daryl Plum. That 61 machine looking great tonight, sitting there in P5. Richie Joplin has worked his way up from 13th to 6th. Currently, the only person that has gained more spots than Richie is Ron Quincell, who has gone from, I believe, 14th to 7th. Correction, 15th to 7th. He's up 8 spots. Josh Berkey sitting right behind them in that number 14 machine, looking great as he's up 6 spots. With Austin Thornton rounding out that tail. As these guys are just going single file trying to catch these leaders. Ryan Paget has forced his way up past Mr. Rylan Gray. He is going for redemption in that Dale Jr. themed Silver Crown tonight. Did have a chance to talk to him a little bit before the break, or after the break, and he did admit he kind of stepped on his own toes there with the midget. You know, definitely not what you want to see to the start of the season, but a win in the Silver Crowns would alleviate it a little bit. As we come around now, it will be 16 laps to go at the line. Side by side, we do have Ryan Paget and Rylan Gray. Give the position to Mr. Paget at the line. The low line showing dominance. Joey Smith trying to follow Paget through. See if we can have a little bit of bump drafting here on the straightaways to try to get through these guys. Joseph Smith does push up, and he will concede the position to Rylan Gray. What a showing for the B-Main Bandits rookie to come out and get his first win in his first showing in the midgets, and now up here running P2 in the Silver Crowns. Been a heck of a night for him, but all this battling has allowed these guys, this group of 5 cars, to sit here and keep going. Looks like we did have a crash. Oh, as carnage on the front stretch. And caution will come out. Ryan Paget, Joe Smith, and Rylan Gray are out of it, or did make it through. Looks like we did have the first issue here with Mr. Josh Berkey. No. Let's go up here. The 21 car was the one that first got a little bent out of shape here, I believe. We had that shuffling here in 3 and 4. Parsons just comes up and tags the wall, which causes the rest of these guys to try to take evasive maneuvers. And these cars are not great when you make very twitchy movements. And just chaos ensues. Unfortunate for these guys. John O'Brien, Eric Parsons, Richie Joplin. It's like Andrew Thornton might have been involved. Austin Thornton involved. Very unfortunate for these guys. Hopefully they can go in and get their fast repair quick. And jump back out here on track with 12 laps to go. Still plenty of racing to go for the Silver Crowns tonight. Legacy Charlotte has not been nice to them. It is definitely a bumpier version than the new version. Looks like Scott Thomason did get waved around. Nope, Scott is on pit road. Don't know who got waved around there, but one wave around, and these guys are going to start racking it back up. Looks like we had a little bit of an issue here. Looks like again with the 21. Just some issues under pacing. Definitely not what you want to see from the midget winner, Mr. Ryland Gray. As you can see, quite a bit of damage on the front nose. That might hurt his chances of staying up there in P2. Very little damage on that 98 machine of Ryan Paget. So Ryan should be able to stay in the lead here. Remember, guys, if you guys want to get in on the action, all you have to do is join the B-Main Bandits Facebook or their Discord. Come on out here and run with these guys. Run with some of the best non-wing drivers on the service. And see what these guys obviously know. They know how fun these cars are, even though they are some of the most underrated and underused vehicles on iRacing. It's great to see the 4 Crown Series utilizing them to their potential. And these guys are having an absolute blast. As we cross the line, there will be 10 to go. Pace truck lights are out. As your running order is, you have Mr. Ryan Paget with Ryland Gray. Looks like they are doubling up on this one. Ryland Gray will be to the outside. Joey Smith in third with Eric Parsons in fourth. Scott Tomlinson in fifth with Andrew Thornton in sixth. Richie Joplin has worked his way up into the top 10 from 13th. Currently sitting 7th with Samuel Etter running 8th. Ron Quincell in 9th. Andrew Thornton in 10th. Jackson McLean, Daryl Klum 11 and 12 with Joe J. Adams, John O'Brien, and Josh Berkey rounding out the field. Unfortunately, a couple laps down there. We come around, we will be taking the green here momentarily. And green flag is out. We will have 9 laps to go for race number 2 of the 4 Crown Series. Ryan Paget does take off. Let's see if Ryland Gray can hold the bottom there and hold off Joey Smith with that nose damage. Maybe a hindrance, maybe a help. We will see. As they do get single filed out now. With only Scott Thomason looking to the high side over Andrew Thornton. A little bit of internet issues there with Joey Smith. But he will shoot to the bottom, try to get around your midget winner, Ryland Gray. And he's followed by Austin Thornton. These guys know how to work together. As Andrew's getting up in here, he is laps down, so he is not fighting for position currently. The 21 of Eric Parsons does get in the wall. Andrew trying to fight for his lap back now. See if he can get up here and get around Mr. Ryan Paget. Let's take a fun little ride with Andrew Thornton. Austin Thornton looks to the low side. He's under Paget. The brothers are working together. Can the older brother push the younger to a victory tonight? 6 laps to go. Austin is looking a little squirrely. He did touch the apron. Will Andrew help him? That is the question. So far, he's there. He's holding off Paget. With Andrew being a lap down, this is slightly questionable. But I am loving it, trying to see Andrew fight for his life and get a lead lap, or get back on the lead lap here, just in case there is a caution. 5 to go. As Andrew is arrow pushing him up to the front, there is a little bit of a gap now. Austin does have a 4/10 lead over Scott Tomlinson, who has late in this race just came up out of nowhere. Richie Joplin is in the mix. Richie moves past Scott for second place. We have a fight on our hands, guys, with 4 laps to go. Currently, it is anyone's race, but they have to get around the gatekeeper, the owner of the league himself, Andrew Thornton, who is determined to push his younger brother to a victory tonight. Great battle in between Richie and Scott here. As Ryan Paget and Ron Quincell, they're side by side. Are they going to be up here and try to fight for a podium spot? Quincell pushes Paget a little bit out of 4. Just enough to make it by. 2 laps to go. Your leader, Austin Thornton, has almost a 3/10 of a second lead over Richie Joplin. These guys have made an amazing race out of this the last 10 laps. Richie trying to get that momentum going high and swinging low. White flag is out. Who is going to get it? Can Richie get there? Can Scott get around Richie? We will see. On the backstretch, here comes Richie Joplin. He's got to run. Can he get the run out of 4? Will Andrew block? Richie gets there, but just not enough time. Scott Tomlinson in the wall. Austin Thornton will win his very first B-Main Bandits feature here in the Silver Crown cars. Here is your finishing order tonight, folks. Austin Thornton comes home with the win. Richie Joplin in P2. Scott Tomlinson in 3rd. Ron Quincell makes it 11 spots up into 4th. Ryan Paget in 5th. Joey Smith in 6th. Your midget winner, Rylan Gray, does make it home in 7th. Eric Parsons in 8th. Samuel Etter in 9th. Andrew Thornton will round out the top 10. What a crazy finish to this. Seeing Andrew and just pushing his brother to a win. It doesn't get more wholesome than that. And what an amazing way to get your very first win in a league than having your brother help you. You know, that's one of the things that, especially with JBSRL, the league I own on Monday nights, having my father there, having my best friend Andrew in there, and seeing these guys work together, such an amazing deal. I love seeing it. So, unfortunately, it does not look like we have Scott Tomlinson in the Discord for a post-race interview. So, we will jump to our second place finisher, Mr. Richie Joplin. It's Ed up here in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Richie, what a race for you. Coming in P13 in qualifying. You said it yourself, yeah, you still can't qualify. But here you are 30 laps later, sitting on a podium.
Yeah, I just ran out of time. If I had maybe 2 more laps, Andrew would be moved out of my way and Austin would have been mine.
So, I know y'all are in the same Discord call. Was there any talk of him blocking for him, trying to get him his first victory?
Yeah, Andrew was going to stick with Austin. I mean, I wouldn't blame him. You know, I would do the same. So, yeah, but Andrew was a lap down, so he knew what was going to happen. I was going to move the lap down car out of the way and go for Austin, but it's all, you know how we get together and start talking crap, you know.
Oh, yeah. Hey, a little bit of shit talking between racers is always healthy. It's great to see you guys come out here and have a great finish. I mean, you and Scott Thomason came out of nowhere there at the end, and hey, man, it worked out for you. Strong finish at the first asphalt race of the season for you.
I even finished 6th in the dirt race. You believe that?
Hey, you're the one that says you can't dirt race, buddy.
So I'll take it second. I wanted to win, but it'll come. It'll come.
Yeah, you're still chasing it, but man, I'd bet this season you're going to take it. Good race, buddy.
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you for streaming this and everything, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, not a problem. It's great to be back and get all the action here for the B-Main Bandits. Okay, so Scott Thomason did jump into Discord. So now we do have our third place finisher, Scott. This is Ed up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Scott, where the heck did you guys come from? You and Richie there at the end just flew from nowhere, and here you are on the podium.
About the yellow before the last, I went and got some tires, and that helped me out a lot. So helped me with tire wear and stuff, and I started running the middle more, because if you run the middle more, you didn't burn the right front as bad, and just tire saving really helped me.
Now, I know you are a very well-versed with the Silver Crowns and the asphalt sprints, with you guys doing all the strength of field races on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I believe.
Yes, sir.
How much was tire wear really in effect there? Because I heard Andrew saying that the right front after 30 laps was only down about 10%.
It does, but it says it's only about that, but you can tell in just feeling in the car it loses a lot. After probably about 15 laps in, you'll start to feel it wear, and you'll start to develop a push off the corners, especially if you run the very bottom.
Well, hey, great to always have some knowledge here, and who knows, maybe I'll be in one of these here at Legacy Charlotte one day, but it's great to see you out here. Are we going to see you on the dirt side at all, Scott?
I might run a couple of the non-wing dirt sprints. Other than that, I'm liking these Silver Crown cars. I'm probably going to run that, and I may step into the asphalt sprint once or twice, but mainly just the Silver Crown.
Now, we did talk about the strength of field nights. I would love for you to give some of the viewers some of the information on that, because you guys do a great job just trying to get recognition for a very underutilized car, and give out any information so that you can maybe hopefully get some more guys out there for you.
I actually, to be honest with you, this is the first time I actually drove it. Yesterday or day before yesterday was the first time I ever stepped in it, and man, they're a lot of fun. The Silver Crown car is. The Sprint is it's got more power, and they need to work on it to get the grip level a little better with them, because you can't even hold a quarter throttle without spinning. And the Silver Crown, you can hold her wide open. It's got all the grip in the world. It's got a smaller engine in it too, though.
Well, smaller engine in that aero package, it definitely helps. But
yeah,
Scott,
yeah,
great run. Hopefully we'll see you out here again with the B-Main boys, and man, can't say it enough. Great run.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I didn't even think I even got third. I thought I got fourth. I didn't realize the 31 was a lap down. So
yeah,
yeah,
he had a little bit of blocking and pushing to get his brother to the win there. So
yeah. I enjoy this league. This is good. I'd like to thank Andrew for the league and everything, and my guys over at Scott Thomason Racing. Just having a good time, and thanks for the broadcast. I appreciate it, and we'll see you probably next week.
Hey, man, we'll see you out here. You have a good night, Scott.
All right, you too, buddy.
And with that, we're going to have a special interview here. Because not only are we going to have Mr. Austin, but we're going to pull Andrew up here too. Because there is absolutely no way Austin gets that win without his brother pushing him. And how wholesome of a moment was it for you guys for Austin to get your first win in the league with your brother pushing you?
I had to have at least one now. Come on. And that tire changed, I moved way up through the field, made a couple sketchy passes, but, you got to do what you got to do. So the tire change really helped.
Oh, that
I just wish I had...
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. One of us will go. Yeah, I'm with him with tire changes. I just wish I hadn't tried to Days of Thunder that second caution and it didn't bite me. 'Cause going a lap down hurt me there because we'd be talking a little bit differently here. He'd be in here calling me all sorts of not nice names if I was on the lead lap right now.
Well, that's what I was hoping you were going to do, is maybe try to just get your lap back and hope for a caution there, but I guess we'll settle for the brothers pushing each other to the win, have the wholesome moment, and, even though it's boring.
Well, like he said, he's got to have at least one.
Well, at least it's
I was gonna
the one that
let Richie have him if we were if we had one more lap.
Well, Richie was going for it. He was coming, and unfortunately, just not enough time. But Austin, great job getting up there. Andrew, great job pushing and walking. And man, what a wonderful way to end the night for week 1 of the B-Main Bandits. With that, guys, we're out of here. Week number 1 of 10 is done. 2 races into 20. Long season ahead of us. What a night. Seeing 18 cars go on I-55, 18 midgets duke it out in the main, and seeing the highest number of Silver Crown cars I've ever seen on a track on iRacing duke it out and have that type of finish. If this is how the season's shaping up, guys, you definitely want to come back next week. See the non-wings. They're going to be at Limaland. The Asphalt Sprints going to the home of Asphalt Sprint cars, in my opinion, with IRP. One of the most classic pairings. Not much else to say, guys. Come back next week. We'll see it all again. Till then, keep on sending it in.